Let's go have bath day. What's up, YouTube? It's not what you think. It's not bath day for me. It's bath day for the bearded dragons. So in this video, I'm gonna just go through the entire thing of bath day with the bearded dragons. And before I get into all that, just a disclaimer. Most people are gonna be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be keeping your bearded dragons together. You shouldn't be doing this together." Blah blah blah. I've never had an issue. For 12 years of having multiple bearded dragons, I've never had an issue putting multiple bearded dragons in a bath or in a kiddie pool or anything like that. And after all of these years, I've never even had someone get, gravid from being in a bath with a male or other males fighting in the bathtub. I have some bearded dragons that hate being outside, and you're going to see that today. So I'm going to go through the entire process. I might not be talking as much, so just keep that in mind. It's mainly just going to be showing you what I do. If I talk, it's going to be away from the camera, or if I talk, it's going to be facing the other direction. So you might get that a lot. Before I get started on that, there's the giveaway video. I'll be giving away to 2 different people at 1,000 subscribers. Also, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get going. All right, so because it's cleaning day, I use spot clean every day, but some days when I do the kiddie pool, I will deep clean. So you'll be seeing me take everything out of the kiddie pool, or you'll be seeing take everything out of the enclosures as I put the dragons in the kiddie pool. Before I do that, I gotta put gloves on because these things are nasty right now. Sometimes they like to smear in their poop and it gets everywhere, and that's another thing that I'm going to show you how to get rid of if you have the same issue. Another thing about getting them outside in the kiddie pool is they're getting natural UVs. So with the UVs that are coming up right now, it's actually like 8:30 in the morning, maybe 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little bit earlier actually, because I haven't looked at the time in a while. But they're getting natural sunlight, and it's not super strong UV rays like it would be in the middle of the day. So these are subtle, these are good, these are right about where you want them to get their UVs outside. If you think about what they're doing in the wild they're actually getting their UVs early in the morning. They're basking and getting their temperatures up for the entire day. So that is another reason why I like to do bath day early in the morning. Hopefully you can see me, because I know all these lights in the back are probably throwing it all off because of the way it all auto focuses and all that. But I'll also be showing you the outside process and everything, so just bear with me. Now this is a male, and the first one that I grabbed earlier is a male too, and I'll show you how nothing happens when you put males and males in there together. I've never had anything happen. The most that's ever happened is the male trying to get real mad because I'm holding it, but other than that, nothing happens. So let's keep going. This girl already hates it. This girl here hates being outside. So right now she's already showing her true colors. And as soon as I take her out of her enclosure, she's getting real mad about it. This guy is also pretty mean about it. You can see him, he just tore up my glove entirely. Look, it's gone. So this guy's pretty mean about it. So he doesn't like being outside either. So now that I got 2 stacks outside, I'll take you outside and see what I do with the bearded dragons. So you'll see how most of them react differently. Like this one here, she's fine, but I touch her, she gets mad. This one already, she's pissed off about it. And some of them are fine, some of them don't even mind it. Like this guy, he hates being outside, but whenever he's outside, he mellows down completely compared to where he is inside of his enclosure, and it doesn't make any sense. And then some girls, or some guys, or whatever, some of them don't even care. Like this one, she's not even fazed by the fact that she's outside. Versus you got this guy over here with his mouth open, this girl with her mouth open, this girl with her mouth open, and my gloves are all open as well. So that just goes to show you how every bearded dragon is different. And then you got a girl over there, I'm not sure if you can see that girl, but she's practically under the water the entire time with her nose out. And then the good thing about doing this early on in the morning when they're warming up is that they poop, and that's less poop that I have to clean up inside. So that's actually very good. So as I'm cleaning their enclosures, they're going to be pooping in here a lot, and I just dump the water out and start over for the next batch of bearded dragons. So I got 2 enclosure tiers down, so 2 towers of enclosures down. Now I'm going to be doing the cleaning portion of this video, and That's a pretty good sized turret over there she got going on. Y'all be good. So since I have to clean these out, I also have to dump everything out, even if it's fresh greens. Sometimes I put greens in there and they don't eat them, and it starts going a little bad, but you can tell like these greens here, and maybe even most of them actually still look a little bit good. So I still got to dump them out because they pooped in here, and I don't know if they walked through their greens after the fact, so I don't know if it's contaminated or not. So I do have to dump everything out and start from scratch, start fresh. There's a lot of things that I do before I even start cleaning, and obviously most of it is just dumping everything out and taking everything out. And actually it's also the beginning of the month, so I went through all the snake racks and I dumped out all their bedding and put fresh bedding in. So this is almost full already, so there's probably going to be a portion of the video where I have to dump out the trash bag and then start from a new one. I gotta grab more gloves now because they tore up my gloves. So I probably go through, let's see, this pack is 200. I probably go through 200 gloves every month, which is pretty sad actually, but that's just how that goes because of the fact that they, you saw what they did to my gloves. They tear them up pretty badly. So I usually, like I said, I grab a set of gloves to clean, but most of the time, because of the fact that I have to get them out, they tear them up. So I usually have to go through like maybe 4 or 5 sets of gloves throughout the entire process. And you'll probably see that yourself as I start putting on more and more gloves. So this one's clean. If they're not clean, I usually just disinfect them. But this one looks pretty clean. And let me grab my step ladder. Because my enclosures are higher than most people's, because I stack them. And actually, these aren't stacks. These are entire enclosures. And I actually, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a little plug into this video. Soon, I will be showing people how to make these enclosures, but it's not that easy. I have a membership on YouTube now, and it's $4.99 for every month, and you also get 5% off your orders on my website. There's a coupon code that you get whenever you join the membership, but there's also going to be special access videos that you're only going to get on the membership and on my Patreon. So I'm starting a Patreon too, where I will be making enclosures, while I'll be making rat racks, while I'll be making like PVC snake racks and stuff like that, just to show you how to do it, so you can do it on your own and save yourself a little bit of money. But just my plug for the day. Join my membership if you want to see me put these together. Now I'll be going into details, so these aren't going to be 5-10 minute videos. These are going to be 20-30 minute videos where I show you the detailed cuts, where I tell you the measurements, where I tell you everything, and I'll also even give you like PDF tutorials that I'll put in the videos and stuff like that, so you can continue making them without having to rewatch the video. Because a lot of the times when you're making these, it's not trying to figure out what you're doing, it's more of muscle memory. So you're going to be like, oh, well, he said it was this measurement and this measurement, blah, blah, blah. But also helps if you have a PDF right there where you're not having to go search for the video again. So those are things that I'll be doing. So it's going to start real soon. So just keep up with that. I would join my membership today if you can. I also have a Patreon link in the bottom in the description. I would join that as well as you can. There's different tiers. You can go on there and see if you want to join or not. The membership on YouTube is just strictly for 5% off, and you also get like special access videos. On Patreon, it's going to be a little bit more complex. There's going to be free shipping. There's going to be even higher percentages. I think there's like 15% off on there. There's going to be like me going one-on-one with you and telling you how I with my bearded dragons, there's a lot that goes into it. So when it comes to breeding, I want to make sure people are getting into it the right way and not just buying a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm going to do on my Patreon. I know there's Patreons for ball pythons. This is going to be a Patreon for bearded dragons and ball pythons. So whoever wants to join, they can join. And obviously you'll get exactly what I just told you you're getting. And there's also going to be those special access videos that I'll be putting on there as well. So you'll still, if you join the Patreon, you'll still get everything that the $5 people from YouTube membership get. You just get them a little bit differently. You're not getting them on YouTube, you're getting them on Patreon, and then it's going to send you to a link for YouTube. So you're still getting it the same way technically, but it's a little extra step that you got to go through. I don't know. It took me a long time to do that shameless plug, but yeah, join my Patreon or my YouTube membership because there's a lot more coming. The first video is going to be a rat rack, so just keep up with that because the rat racks are very important if you do plan on breeding ball pythons, because you're going to need rats And you're gonna need to breed them if you want to feed several hundred ball pythons. Okay. All right. Let's go look at the beardies, see how they're doing. Let's see. Well, based off this information that I got, there's been at least 3 poops. You can tell by the year rates that there's been 3 poops, because usually you don't get 3 year rates from one bearded dragon. You get a year rate per bearded dragon. And because they swam through it, now there's chunks of poop everywhere. So there's 3 year rates over there, and this girl's still chilling. She doesn't even care that she's outside. Isn't that so crazy? She is a hypo leatherback genetic stripe. She is orange. She's also het 0, possible het trans. So that's going to be a nice pairing for the future. And you'll see that nobody's being aggressive about anything. Nobody's trying to breed. Everybody's just being good. That girl's on top of 2 girls over there, but I don't think that's because of dominance. I think that's because the 2 girls tried to get under the water and they just went under that bearded dragon instead. But they're fine. Their heads are sticking out. They're breathing just fine. It's more so at this point is if a bird comes by, they'll hide under each other. And honestly, if you think about it, birds coming by, they're like, take this one first, forget about us. So that's really what's happening there. That's why they're getting under the other bearded dragons. So the bad thing about doing this with the door open, I usually don't have the door open. I usually just have the shade open, but it's easier for me to just walk in and out right now doing this video. But I usually just have the shade open on this door because this door actually has, I'll just show you. It's actually glass all the way from down to bottom, so I can see them through the door. But for the purposes of the video, I don't want to keep opening the door and closing the door, so that's just easier for me there as well. And now I'm getting bugs in here because everybody wants to be where the poop is, right? That's just, so yeah, I told y'all, the door just made y'all fall over. So now I gotta replace y'all. So yeah, now I go into the cleaning. I gotta move some of this stuff out of the way just to make it easier. All right, so now after I scoop everything, I grab this spray bottle of water, H2O, make sure, because there's another one that's ivermectin, so I gotta make sure it's H2O. I'll pump the crap out of it, and then I just spray. I only want to spray where they pooped because I only want to soften up where they pooped. The rest of it's still going to be disinfected, but where they poop, sometimes it gets real stuck to the bottom of the enclosures, and then I just wipe it off with paper towels. So that's what the water's for. Now obviously, y'all don't have to do this. If you have a better way of doing it, that's fine. Do it your way. I'm just showing you my way, and now I'm going back to this enclosure and doing this. And now, I think, after showing you this one, it should be good enough for me to just zoom through the rest of it. Just fast forward. I don't know if I'm going to speed it up or if I'm just going to cut it. So, you'll know when that happens. But again, get all the loose stuff up, scrape anything that doesn't want to come up on its own, scoop it, dump it, spray it. So everything's been wiped down for the water. Now I let it dry, and then I go over it with disinfectant wipes. Let me check to make sure none of these hides are nasty. Here's one that's nasty. So when the hides are nasty, I also spray them with water. Let them soak. So this makes it a lot easier to disinfect after the fact, because you're not having to deal with the fact that there's poop like stuck on there. So let's go check on the dragons. I think we're still at the same number of poops. So maybe 4 poops actually. There's another urate down there. And this guy's still in the same position. This guy hasn't moved. at all. He likes being in the water. And this guy, angry, sane. Yeah, I see you. Don't be doing all that. Let's see who else. Angry. Got it. This girl's still chill. Everybody over here good? Yeah, everybody over here is good. Everybody's good. All right. Let's go finish. All right, disinfecting time. Whatever disinfectant you use, you always want to let it dry before you put the dragons back in here, because you never know if they're going to lick the chemicals after you are done disinfecting, because then obviously they could get sick. So you want to make sure that whatever disinfectant you use, you let dry. And I missed. On to the next. Now I also want to make this video to see how long it takes me to clean 2 stacks, because if it takes me, half an hour and I gotta do 8 of them, then that's not too bad. That means it takes me 2 hours to do the entire bearded dragons. But if it takes me an hour, that means it takes me 4 hours. So that's not good. I gotta figure out a better method. So this video is also for my purposes, to see how long it took me to do this video, because of the fact that it also means that it took me, obviously I'm talking and doing a little bit more, but to see that it also took me a certain amount of time to clean the dragons. Not even all the dragons, just a little portion of them. Okay. And that was my wife telling me breakfast is done, because like I said, it's super early in the morning. So now that means I gotta rush even faster. All right, let's grab the dragons. So there's 2 levels of I hate being outside. There's this level where she just got darker and she's real antsy about everything, and then there's this level where she's trying to bite my face off. So yeah, 2 levels of being outside. And here's another one that hates being outside. Yeah. Yeah. This guy has pretty eyes, actually. Not sure if y'all can see that. Probably not. I don't know. At least you saw the dragon. And yeah, I had some minor glove damage again, but my arms were wet anyway, so I gotta wash my hands. I gotta dump the water because there's poop in it. I gotta clean the calcium bug bowls, and that is practically the entire video. So this is what they left behind, a bunch of poop. But that's what happens. So as I show you this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I have to clean up this poop. And there's probably going to be more poop in the future. So if you guys don't mind this type of video, please subscribe. And as always, peace.